The markets are open.
People always ask, well, why should I bet on Monday? Because you have the perfect number in front of you.
And the numbers are moving.
We've seen this total go from 47 to 49, 49 and a half.
Now you're getting a field goal in a game that was sit and pick 'em for so long.
Let's dive into some Monday morning market moves on BetQL Daily, presented by BetMGM.
NFL market moves, Sam, and there's some fascinating spots here. Let's start with Baltimore, Dallas. Both of them coming off awful losses. Baltimore sitting 0-2 on the season. And what does the market do? The market moves in the direction of Baltimore. I don't know that's the right decision. They're going to be on the road. So Dallas opened -1. BetMGM has Baltimore -1. Most spots are -1. I see Circa posting a pick'em. This is going to be a tough one. What do you end up doing with this handicap? They're both of these underperforming teams so far.
We'll probably not have a single dollar on the game. But to your point, They are betting Baltimore. Dallas opens 1, now Baltimore -1. That's a game I probably have no part of. Can we talk about this? We've discussed this now. We've been doing the show together for a few weeks now. And I believe I said this last week. If you just bet the under blind on Pittsburgh games, you're going to beat the market. So Chargers at Steelers, the total opened 38.5. Literally yesterday, 38.5. The total now at BetMGM is 36. That's a low total. I'm not saying like I love the under, but this is now a trend in 3 straight weeks where if you just bet the opening number under, you beat the market by at least 3 points. You know, and the game against Denver, I mean, look at that final score, Joe. 13-6. It was never even in doubt. And I know Andrew Williams is listening, our boss, big Steelers guy. I told him in Vegas, I said, this team is going to win games, but this team can't score. And, 38.5 on the open, down to 36. There's a 35.5 in the market. I mean, I play this game all the time. What's the final score? You got Harbaugh and Tomlin. Like, nobody loves punts more than Harbaugh and Tomlin. These guys just play field position. So that's a game, honestly, like if we close our eyes right now on a Monday and just fast forward to Sunday, September 22nd, what is the final score of Chargers and Steelers? I'm like 17-13 final. So you give me money, I ain't betting over. I know it's 35.5 right now, 36. I'm still not betting over. Those teams are literally built on defense and field position. And people will see a number like that, 35.5, and go, oh, I can't bet the under. Okay, it's going to be 7-6 at halftime. Like, we all know.
I'd be shocked with 20-17. That gets you over. I'd be surprised by that. Here's a side note. Relevant. Herbert's undergoing x-rays after yesterday's game. So we don't know if Herbert's 100%. After the result of Pittsburgh-Denver, my thought was, how did we not just go heavy under in this game? What is Bo Nix going to do against this defense? How do you not do that? And you got Justin Fields on the other side. He finally had a touchdown drive yesterday. First one of the year. Had a touchdown drive against Denver. Not a great defense. I'm with you, man. Chargers are going to run the ball all day. They're going to run that clock. And Pittsburgh knows they're going to run the ball. That's all they can really do. That's all they want to do. And, okay, yeah, I think the under certainly makes sense. Tell you what, would you take the Chargers plus 8.5 in a teaser?
Ooh, I might. Let me give you these numbers real quick. So I'm a big fan of Sumer Sports, SUMER sports.com. It's a free website. They do a lot of analytics, right? Here are the top 5 defenses in the NFL, according to Sumer Sports. Number 1, New Orleans. Shocker. Number 2, Minnesota. Number 3, Chargers. Number 4, Steelers. So you've got the number 3 and the number 4 defense meeting this weekend. So again, number 1, New Orleans. Number 2, Minnesota. Number 3, Los Angeles Chargers. Number 4, Pittsburgh. Number 5, Seattle Seahawks. Those are the top 5 defenses, at least right now, through 2 weeks. But you got number 3 against number 4. the proof is in the pudding there. I mean, these teams are exceptional on defense. And the way that they play and the way that they scheme, if it's 4th and 1 at the 50, what's Mike Tomlin going to do? Oh, I'm going to punt because I want you inside your 10. He is one of the biggest field position guys we have ever seen in the NFL. I love this total. And again, we're talking about a number that has already moved 2.5 points in 24 hours or less. This was 38.5 on the open. Now it's 36 at BetMGM. I don't think you're going to be in the wrong if you just come out Sunday night, bet Pittsburgh games under, and then see what happens. I mean, nobody's going to come in and steam the over on Steelers games. It ain't going to happen.
I was kind of joking about it last week, but I found myself betting Boswell over 6.5 kicking points, and it ends up hitting. We seriously need to start looking at kicker props. As stupid as this sounds. Every time I turn around, red zone's going to a 50-plus yard field goal. It is nonstop. Nonstop. And let's say the Bears score a touchdown, take a 1-point lead last night when they had the ball. It wasn't going to happen, but let's say they do. Like, Texans are probably going to walk it off with a field goal, no matter how long it is. Like, what's happening with kickers right now is it's amazing. Biggest mover that I see. Well, there's a few games that we need to talk about. We talked about fading the Rams. Okay, you've got San Francisco off a road loss. Now they stay on the road, but back in California, divisional matchup. They're laying 7.5 at BetMGM at the Rams. Cups in a boot. So now it's likely you're going to be down your number 1, your number 2 receiver, offensive line a problem, all backups there. Complete no-show against Arizona, another divisional matchup. What do you think about this move going from 4.5 to 7.5?
I mean, I wouldn't lay 7.5. I would lay the 7 at a couple spots. I mean, obviously numbers clearly matter. If you're laying 7.5 when you could lay 7, not ideal. I don't love the Rams though. And, we've been doing this show a few weeks now, and I've been basically putting a knife to anybody who says the Rams are good because they're not. And, wait till Stafford takes a hit to the head this week or next week. I'm telling you, man, that's a 4-13 team, a 5-12 team if he goes down. They have no depth. Their offensive line is already cooked. I mean, if you don't have a line, you have no shot. And, I'm very proud of a lot of things we talk about. I'm maybe the most proud right now at telling people that the Rams are cooked. That is not a playoff team. I understand. I like Sean McVay. I like Matt Stafford. I liked him more when he was in Detroit catching 8.5 every week. That was awesome. And he would always cover in the back door. But that is a team right now that gets by on perception. Ooh, it's the Rams. Ooh, I like Sean McVay's hair gel. Oh, he's so handsome. The team sucks. They're not good. They're just not.
Yeah.
I mean, they got absolutely murdered yesterday against Arizona. That is not a good football team. I don't want to take 7.5 with the Rams. I don't want to lay it either. But we're talking about a team that's going to be 0-3, and then what happens, right? I mean, they lose to Detroit in overtime. Granted, they battled, got absolutely pounded yesterday, and now in week 3, they're catching 7.5 at home. I mean, that's a home dog of 7.5.
Stafford's going to get hurt. Yeah,
Stafford's
going to
get happen. Hurt. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
That team, I'm telling you, we talked about this 2 weeks ago. That is not a playoff team. I'm sorry, it's not.
Big move on Minnesota, man. So Houston, they win. It ends up being pretty damn close. It pushes on the number against the Bears. A ton of penalties, by the way. Very undisciplined team. Cleveland stands out as an undisciplined team. Bears and Texans, ton of penalties in that game. Minnesota coming off a big win. Now, they were a 4-point home dog. So I guess technically we can't say it was a massive upset. A lot of people would say that because they didn't see San Francisco losing this game. But the market was telling us the Vikings were the play. This opened Minnesota a 4.5-point road favorite. We're down. BetMGM's 2.5. I'd say the most of the market, 1.5. Either 1.5 or 2.5s are being posted. So a lot of money coming in on the Minnesota side. Minnesota, a home dog once again.
Your Minnesota Vikings.
I like them.
Look, you're high on Minnesota. I'm high on Arizona. 2 huge wins yesterday. This total is going to come down too. Open 46.5, down to 45. Look, with Kevin O'Connell running the offense and Brian Flores running the defense, there are
Yeah.
not many better combinations in the NFL. He is an exceptional defensive coordinator, and Kevin O'Connell continues to get the best out of garbage. I mean, him, Shanahan, Matt LaFleur, you just plug a quarterback in and they make it work. How about Malik Willis in Green Bay, man? Malik
Love
Willis
it.
getting the job done.
Yeah, but people are going to tell me that LaFleur's not a great coach. Okay. Here's a case in point. This would be for LaFleur. He's winning with Malik Willis, and it didn't even feel all that close. So let's see. Any other games that really stand out? Bunch of movement. Detroit down. This is not as much movement, but it comes down to a key number of 3. Detroit favored by 3 at Arizona. It opened 4.5. So obviously it's a mix of both, right? It's a downgrade of the Lions. It's an upgrade on your Cardinals.
Yeah. Biggest move for me, Monday night, Buffalo from -3.5 to -6. Buffalo at home Monday night against Jacksonville. They are pounding the Bills.